Shalom. I want to begin the lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahakwadash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Kratos Agabar back here with coming with another lesson through the spirit. Really, I'm just going to be going into the news in today's lesson. I don't really have any precepts that I'm gonna bring out initially, Salaki. But that's what we had a spirit for, man. I'm gonna let the spirit guide me, and whatever precepts come to my mind, or whatever precepts I think to pull out, are gonna be the ones that come out. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I've seen a lot of different things pop up on my timeline in the news today. And when I was thinking about what lesson I wanted to do today, I couldn't really think of an exact or like a pinpoint one idea I wanted to do it on. So I was like, I might as well just do it on the news. Just everything that's going on. But with that being said, like I said in my camp, I do still want to go into that whole eugenics thing, Planned Parenthood, as well as abortion. So I still will do a lesson on that, Lord willing, either tomorrow or Thursday, most likely tomorrow, because that works better for my schedule, because I'm going to have to actually dive deep into that lesson and do a little bit of research on it, a little bit more research on it, so I can make sure I'm sharp and precise when I bring forth the lesson. And that's what it's about, man, being sharp and precise and defending the word, man. You have to, we the prophets, you know what I'm saying, we establish the law. We keep the law. So we have to be precise when we talk about these things. Like the elder Apostle Tar said, man, you have to be able to break these things down. So, but as I was doing this lesson, this on the screen just popped up. And it wasn't even in regards to the things that I seen earlier. Things I seen earlier were more so regarding death and whatnot. Some of it was about war. I can't remember if I saved any of them. They might just still be like right here through my little inbox and all that stuff, but I'll have to look and see. This is one thing I seen, man, and this is disgusting. I seen this yesterday, so I'm not. It says Mattel apologizes for link to corn site on Wicked movie doll boxes. I'm not gonna go into this though. We know that the wicked are estranged from the womb. Esau eat them. But we could go ahead and go into this. It says America's STD explosion laid bare, and the shocking number of people catching one every minute. So if you know a little bit of history, you know that these type of pestilences, these STDs came from Esau Edom doing stuff with animals, bestiality, all types of things. You know what I'm saying? As well as the ABC people. Those type of you know what I'm saying, those sexually transmitted diseases, those really affect their communities. I'll bring up an example real quick. What was that one gay choir that, let me see, Salakia. Man, San Francisco, I think it might be this one. San Francisco. Yeah. Let me search it up like this. How many of the San Francisco See, look, it says and if for those who don't know, San Francisco, one of the names of San Francisco is um I believe it's the gay Mecca because yeah, if I'm not mistaken, one of the nicknames for it is the gay Mecca because Atlanta is known as the black gay Mecca. So it says there's not much information available about how many members of San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus are still alive, but here's some related information about the chorus. The SFGMC has lost more than 300 members to AIDS. The chorus has a quilt with 32. See, that's not relevant. But wait, the chorus has a quilt with 32 panels that memorizes 309 members of the fifth section. The SFGMC has continued to be a strong voice of activism, including fundraising and advocating for those affected by AIDS. They've also inspired the ABC choral movement around the world. So, like I was saying, man, a lot of those people in that choir ended up passing away from contracting them diseases, man. And it affects their people a lot. That's why the elder brother say, man, you always say that you're happy, but you're really not happy. You know what I'm saying? You're gay and you're proud, but you're not really happy, man. You're miserable. So because they're what do you gain from that, man? What do you gain from being with the same you know what I'm saying, the same gender? Nothing. You can't do you can't be fruitful and multiply, which is something that the Lord instructed us to do as well. So you can't pass down your seed, so you won't be able to come back. So I mean, I don't see the benefits from that, but it doesn't concern me because I love women. So, but let's go ahead and get into it. Sexually transmitted infections up 90% since 2004, and also I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because my hometown, St. Louis, is known for having like a high STI rate among like other cities in the nation. And the last time I was home, which was like when over summer break, I think they said like the age rate in women went up like 15%, man. So it's not a coincidence that these pestilences are being sent upon the earth. It says 5 Americans caught a STI every minute last year, as cases remained at a near record high. But the CDC says there are signs the STI epidemic is slowing after spiking 90% in the last 20 years. Official data released today showed there were 2.4 million STIs in 2023. That's crazy, which is up just 3% compared to the previous year. And so, like, it's not crazy. It's not a coincidence. It's the Lord's doing. So it says, and there's a reason why, because we're in a time of hoflation right now, as the people like to say. We're in a time of hoflation, man. Let me see if I can get a precept real quick. Let me see. Yep. So this is Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 22. 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination. What does abomination mean? A disgusting thing. An ethical sense of wickedness. So it's a disgusting thing in the eyes of the Lord. And it reads in the NLT, do not practice homosexuality, having sex with another man as with a woman. It is a detestable sin. abhorrent, deserving intense hated. Yeah, and it goes back into abomination, man. So that's for all those people who say, God knows my heart, God loves me, all of these things. If God didn't like, if God didn't, because you hear a lot of people say this, if God didn't like gay people, then why did he create them? The same reason why he created spirits for vengeance, man. The Lord is a Lord of balance. Where there's good, there's evil. With the righteous, there's wickedness. So like I said, there are spirits that are created for vengeance, meaning revenge. They have all types of wickedness in their heart, all types of things. But then you also have those spirits that are created for righteousness, man. The ones who actually want to do the will of the Lord and walk with the Lord, as Noe did. As, you know what I'm saying, the prophets, the elders, and the apostles are trying to do in today's time. So, yeah, being homosexual is a sin, a transgression of the law. It's an abomination. So, and going back to my other point, the other point I said, it says, verse 23, let's read down. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled which I cast before you, and the land is defiled. Thereof I do visit the iniquity, which is wickedness, thereof appointed, and the land itself vomiteth out her inhabitants. So let's read it in the NLT. A man must not defile himself by having sex with an animal. Bestiality. Like I just said, that's where a lot of those STIs and STDs came from originally. A woman must not offer herself to a male animal to have intercourse with it. What do you see in Babylon the Great? You see, and I've been seeing this unwillingly since I was probably in middle school, man. I remember a specific video too. It went viral. It was a girl. It was an Edomite woman, Edomite girl, and she was getting by a dog, man. These are the things that they do, that their people do, man. And she just was acting like it was nothing. The dog was having the time of his life. But you see things like this on the internet, and there's a reason why we say that this place has to be destroyed. Let's get it, man. And I'm going to come back to that point, but it's things like that, man. You go on the internet and you see all types of different disgusting and foul things. Like what would cause somebody, what would possess somebody to do that? This is the spirit of the Lord. It says, this is Second Ezra Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world. So what are we talking about right now? We're talking about, let's get it, man. A contagious bacterial disease characterized by fever and delirium, typically with the formation of buboes and sometimes infection of the lungs. A contagious disease that spreads rapidly and kills many people. That's what I was looking for. Disease, sickness. So that's what we're talking about right now. We're talking about a disease. You know what I'm saying? A sickness that is easily or can be spread rapidly through many people, as well as can kill people, because I believe it's STDs can kill people. Those things, you get those and you have those, some of those for life, man. Behold, saith Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So this place is engulfed with wickedness right now, man. Where we are right now, Babylon the Great, America is engulfed with wickedness. There's an increase of wickedness right now. That's why I always say, man. So let's get in there to you again. So like, a man must not defile himself by having sex with an animal, and a woman must not offer herself to a male animal to have intercourse with it. This is a perverse act. Do not defile yourselves in any of these ways, for the people I am driving out before you have defiled themselves in all these ways. You know why? Because they're the heathen nations. Because they don't have to follow these set of rules and laws that we have to follow. It was not meant for them. That's why it says, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of Israel, not the lost sheep of the world. The Lord chose us. He picked us, a peculiar people, to set us among all the nations of the earth. This is why we have to abide by his laws, statutes, and commandments. He made the covenant with our forefathers, man. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because the entire land has become defiled, I am punishing the people who live there. I will cause the land to vomit them out. It says, ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you. So it says, you must obey all my decrees and regulations. You must not commit any of these detestable sins. This applies both to native-born Israelites and to the foreigners living among you. So that point is a good point that hits for when we get into the kingdom, right? Because we're going to be above the nations. We're going to have the laws in our heads. It's going to be written in our heads like it reads in Hebrews 8:10 or 8:11, I believe. Those nations that are below us, even though they're heathen nations, when they were on earth, they didn't have to follow those laws. But when they're in our kingdom, they're going to have to abide by all of them. They're not going to be able to break the laws. Or if they are, they're going to get punished. But they're going to have to abide by those laws, man, that the Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, sets. It says, for all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled. So the land in which the Lord took us to, which is, you know what I'm saying, our captivity. Like I said, I have scattered you among the nations. But let me see. I believe. Did I spell that right? Beast. Okay, I did spell that right. All right, so that was the scripture that pulled up. But let me see. So like, you bear with me. Okay, no, I was correct. 24:7. It says Matthew 24:7. For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom shall rise and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So there's a reason why there's a increase in these pestilences, whether it be those STIs we were just reading about, whether it be the food getting contaminated, them having to recall everything, whether it be, I just seen it was some water that just got recalled, man. Let me see real quick. Lord willing, it's still right there. Exactly, it says drinking water recall full of list of brands with ongoing alerts. A bacteria unlike to cause illnesses, but that can indicate other pathogens. See, bro? Pestilence, plague. So like I was just saying, man. This place is through. The signs are there. The signs are all there. All these are the beginning of sorrow. We can't reiterate it enough to you all, man. This is a time to turn back and repent. Turn back to the Lord. All of these signs are not by coincidence. It says several drinking water recalls are ongoing as the U.S. Food and Drug Administration set the risk level for a brand that recently tested positive for coliforms, a bacteria unlikely to cause illness but can indicate other pathogens. And there's no telling how bad this bacteria could be, man. But let me see. Let me see if there's anything. Yep, I seen that one. Lil Durk facing life in prison. Okay, nah, that's from a few days ago. It says North Korea warns U.S. and allies that Russia conflict will be suicidal. North Korea has issued a stark warning to the West over its ongoing support for Ukraine, which it warns could lead to a destructive war with Russia. The Anglo-Saxons intend to push the European continent to a direct armed conflict with Russia, which is a suicidal act. And I believe the elder brother Malcolm mentioned something about the Anglo-Saxons being Negroes today in a lesson I was watching by him, which they you know what I'm saying, they whitewash everything. So but yeah, man, I'm not gonna go into that too much because I'm not in depth with the history on that. But let's continue reading. North Korea's foreign ministry said on only reason why I mention that though is it's the spirit that came up, and he was just talking about that earlier today. Made by Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov on November 4th. Lavrov delivered remarks at the Inventing the Future International Symposium in Moscow, an event intended to highlight the prospects for the development of innovation, culture, ecology, healthcare, diplomacy, and content within Russia. Lavrov used his keynote address to criticize the Western sanctions against Russia and to chastise the U.S. and its allies over their support for Ukraine. When economic pressure fails to sway truly sovereign nations, The West, led by the United States, resorts to threats, blackmail, and even the use of force, Lavrov said, because that's Chilakia. The Wadi Habashim Rashah. This is Psalm chapter 55 and verse, what did that say, 22? 21. 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And I have another one to back this up too. Wait. Cast our burden upon Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. But thou, O God, shalt bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. So it says his words in the NLT are as smooth as butter, but in his heart is war. So that's referring to Esau Edom, man, which is what we just saw. It says when economic pressure fails to sway truly, sovereign nations, the West, led by United States, resorts to threats, blackmail, and even the use of force. So the U.S. has a nice squeaky clean representation right now. You got these people out here saying, man, Donald Trump, man, he said he gon' end the war with Ukraine and all that stuff. Yet the other night you had Ukraine saying 34, I believe it was drones that attacked Russia. Which of course, Donald Trump is not in office yet, so he doesn't have the ability to control that war right now. Which even when he gets in the office, he's not, because he's just a puppet. But still, though, they saying one thing and then doing another thing. His words are as smooth as butter, but in his heart is war. Because that's all they know, man. All they know is the sword. His words are as soothing as lotion, but underneath are daggers. Give your burdens to Yahweh, and he will take care of you. He will not permit the godly to slip and fall. That's talking about the righteous, the Israelites, the hopeful elect. But you, O God, will send the wicked down to the pit of destruction. Murderers and liars will die young, but I am trusting you to save me. So that's talking about the judgment of these wicked people, man. And all we have to do is trust in the Lord, that he will send his only begotten son to come and save us, Israel. So, and I want to back that verse 21 up real quick. It says, Psalm 58 and 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, man. So even when they was in the womb, even when Esau was in the womb with Jacob, man, he already had that spirit, man, that spirit of violence, of wickedness. See, look, man, even in verse 2, it says, yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. So it says, no, you plot injustice in your hearts, wickedness. You spread violence throughout the land. Who has been known to spread violence throughout the land, man? Elder Apostle Tahar just did a lesson on this probably a week or two ago, going over the history of all the wars that America has been in, man. How many wars and battles has America been in since 1776? Salakia, I said 1777. It's too many wars to count, man. It says there have been in many wars since 1776, including major wars, minor conflicts, and periods of widespread conflict. And he was on this. See, look, it says they have been involved in 114 military conflicts. They've been in numerous wars and conflicts, man. Because that's how they do, man. They go around and they sanction people, or they, like I said, man, they sanction on Russia. They said that in the article. They go around, put sanctions on people, and they go around and they kill off the people, or they destroy their land, and they go and claim it for themselves. Exactly what they doing down there where all them lithium deposits are, with all them floods and whatnot. That's why people kept on saying, man, this might be weather control. Yeah, man, because they found them lithium deposits down there. Now they don't gotta export that stuff from outside of the U.S. They got a gold mine for themselves down there. So yeah, connect the dots. Let me see. See, man. A man who died in a triple shooting in South London was an entrepreneur who was due to become a father, police have said. Curtis Green, 30, was fatally injured on Wells Park Road, Sandham, at about 10 GMT on Sunday. He was treated at the scene for gunshot wounds, but died a short time later. A woman and one other person were taken to hospital with gunshot wounds, which were not life-threatening. Mr. Green ran a clothing brand and a fitness company and has been described by his family as happy, excited, and beautiful. But see, that's the thing. You don't know what type of life that man led outside of what he was doing in front of y'all faces. Could have been doing all types of wicked acts. You never know, man. The texters say that they want to hear from people who went to a party that they believe Mr. Curtis went to the previous night on nearby Hensford Gardens. So it's no telling, man. The nigga might have tried to break up a fight or something, probably got into an altercation. Boom, boom, blickied his ass. Man found dead after shooting in St. Louis West End as suspect taken into custody. A 50-year-old man was found dead following a reported shooting in a West End neighborhood. The man was discovered lying in an alley behind a 700 block of Goodfellow yesterday, just before 3:30. GSW, he said he was suffering for what appeared to be GSW. Emergency responders declared the man deceased at the scene. DOA, dead on arrival. And they gonna get Crime Stoppers, but ain't nobody finna solve this crime. We know how it goes in St. Louis, so. It says World War III fear is stoked as real reason is revealed why Iran wanted to assassinate Trump. The DOJ, Department of Justice, has accused Iran of plotting to kill then candidate Donald Trump on U.S. soil before the presidential election. And this isn't the first time that the U.S. has so-called claimed claimed another country to have done something to the United States. Uh, we already know about false flag events and whatnot, or even psyops. A false flag operation is an act committed with the intent of disguising the actual source of responsibility and pinning blame on another party. The term false flag originated in the 16th century as an expression meaning an intentional misrepresentation of someone's allegiance. The term was originally used to describe en ruse in naval warfare, whereby a vessel flew the flag of a neutral or enemy country in order to hide its true identity. The tactic was initially used by pirates and privateers. But see, this is my thing. They claiming that Iran might have been behind this, but at the same time, how are you? Actually, let's read it. Let's read down real quick. News.com can reveal the FBI alleged the assassination plot was rooted in revenge over the death of General Qasem Soleimani and would have likely led the U.S. going to war. Court documents accuse Afghan-born Farhad Shakiri, who once lived in the U.S. but now resides in Tehran, of accepting money from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps to surveil and then carry out a hit on Trump. 70, that nigga is 78 years old. I didn't realize he was that old. In the weeks leading up to the election. Damn, he really that old? Hold up. Dang, I didn't realize he was that old. Damn. The complaint was filed in a New York City federal court and stated Shakiri, 51, was tapped to focus on surveilling and ultimately assassinating former president of the United States, Donald Trump. But this is my thing, though. You have all these other people trying to take hits at Donald Trump. The CIA don't even want Donald Trump to. They trying to do everything in their power. I believe it's the CIA or the FBI, one of those organizations, trying to do everything in their power. I'm leaning towards the CIA, yeah. Trying to do everything in their power not to get him to even get inaugurated on January 20th. So who's to say that it wasn't a false flag by them to get him assassinated? Because they didn't try to assassinate this man 2-3 times now, and he ain't even made it to office yet. So there's no telling what Esau Edom, man. Like we just read, they lips said one thing, but their hearts was on other things. We're real close to this, man. And he gathered them together. This is Revelation 16:6. And he gathered them together into a place called, in the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. The last battle between good and evil for the day of judgment. That last battle, that third, I really should have, Salaki, I really should have brought up that third war. Cause that's the third war is World War III, which we're on the brink of. But let's go ahead and go back to the news. See, man, you see a lot of people. You see a lot of death in the news, man. One shot and killed near a gas station in North St. Louis. Man shot and killed in West St. Louis, which we just read. St. Louis delivery driver robbed at gunpoint over suspected counterfeit cash. Ukraine launches massive attack on Moscow, shutting down airports. That was 2 days ago. Surprise, surprise, Trump's presidency is already breaking federal law. Rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine sentenced to more prison time. See, man? Let's get it, man. Let me think. I might be tripping. Yeah. It says, this is 1 Peter 4:17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High Power. And if it first begin at us, which is the hopeful elect, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High Power? So you see a lot of judgment going out, increase of judgment because of all the wickedness that's going on. As we just read, man, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 8 people just got killed. All three, just scroll. All you gotta do is scroll, man. Rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine sentenced to more prison time. These people think they invincible. Like you can escape the Lord. We gonna get that next too. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High Power commit the keeping of their souls to him in well doing as unto a faithful Creator. So if you're suffering in a manner that pleases the Most High Power, keep on doing what is right and trust your lives to the Most High Power who created you, for he will never fail you. And that is the ultimate goal, man. I'd rather suffer for the Lord in the Lord's name than to be out here doing some wicked ass shit like these niggas, because it ain't gonna lead you nowhere but to death and destruction. And that's real. Let me get it real quick. It is just, it's Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 31. Wait. I already know that most of them people that got deleted in St. Louis, they were definitely black. It says this verse 30, and the point being in 34. We know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me. I will recompense, saith Yahweh, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And again, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua shall judge his people. So the Lord gonna judge everybody, even his own people, sending forth judgment daily. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. You know why? Because nobody can save you up out of that hand, man. That's why I read in 2 Ezra 16. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with clothes of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? Nobody, man. Nobody can drive them away unless the Lord wanted to. And Lord's not the author of confusion. He said it in his set. So with that being said, I want to end the lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakah HaKodash. Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to you all out there listening, the hopeful elect of Israel. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel. Shalom.